365 Radio. We back in the building again, and we got our dope. This is a friend. This is a comedian. This is a professional. This is a legend. Rodney Perry is in the building. What I said, you like that intro?
It was all
It was all right.
I like the little sexy
like
little
a-
picture behind
You like
it.
a little picture?
What's that look on his face though?
Oh, that's
man.
his. That's his. That's his.
That's the sexy look.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Like, what's your name, baby?
For the ladies.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you for being here, guys. Do me a favor, go and subscribe to our YouTube page, Live 365 Radio ATL. We appreciate you. Give us a thumbs up. And today we're going to learn some things that Rodney's been doing. And
Okay.
if you don't know Rodney, you're going to know him tonight. And
Right.
also, we're going to talk about, are you groomed for marriage? Because you've been married for a very long time.
Right.
And these, I know you have some nuggets and some gems
Indeed.
that help these people that's getting in these situationships and entanglements.
Hey,
I'm not judging, I'm just saying.
I've been trying to find entanglement.
You trying to find one?
I've been trying to get entangled. My wife won't
She
stand
ain't going
for
for that. She ain't going for
She won't
that.
stand for it. I asked her about it.
Oh
She
boy.
ain't going for that. I wanted to ask you guys, what are some things that you're looking forward for to 2021? Because we through 2020.
I'm just ready for COVID to be gone.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of COVID,
Bruh.
and not for COVID itself, but to have to think about it every day.
Mhm.
To have to think about, oh, do I got my mask? I've been walking in the Publix and people look at me like, well, I knew you ain't going in like that,
Right.
empty
Right.
face.
Right.
So that's been a thing, having to think about that, and we're comedians, so just to be able to go out and tell jokes, man, and
Yeah.
of course we figured it out. We're doing social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
Right.
Instagram. We're doing that, but ain't nothing like live audiences.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. That energy I can suppose that you guys give from, being participating and laughing and all that. I miss that.
Yeah.
Because it's music. What is it? For the soul.
Yeah,
it's
because
healthy for
even the
soul.
people that are coming out, they are resistant too. They're like, they feel different because they feel like they're the ones that taking the risk
Yeah.
to come out, so their laughter is different. They're
Yeah.
kind of like still like, damn.
And then people sitting in the audience with
Yeah.
masks
It's
on.
like,
You
is you
like,
laughing?
is he?
Is he smiling?
I gotta read that damn eyes.
Yeah.
And then the people that always had masks on, like the people, Muslim people, and I was telling these two Muslim girls in my audience a couple weeks ago, I was like, y'all could be ugly up under that.
Right.
They was like, no, we ain't.
Because you do have to watch the eyes, because it's like the eyes go up, oh, you're smiling.
Yes.
It's a lot, and
Yes,
I'm tired of it too. I try not to think about it because it's already there.
It is what it is.
And enjoy life as you can. So you right?
Indeed.
Right. Nah, same thing. Just want to get back on stage. Want stuff to get back to normal. Tired of everybody judging everybody because nobody knows what's correct and what's not.
Mhm.
Like I told you, the situation I had with the restaurant where they required me to put my mask on to go get my to-go food just to get in a restaurant where nobody had on a mask. So it shows like there's no protocol. People just want to feel like whatever their theory is, that's what it is. But that just don't work for me. I'm like, we gotta get something that makes sense for everybody.
Right.
Like what you say, you say as long as you wear your mask to the hostess stand, and then
Right.
you take it off, and then you're okay.
I hate that because
Yeah.
I'm thinking, will we check COVID at the door?
Right.
I mean, like, what do we do? So
So
I'm
y'all figure
sure
out-
we all can agree, on that. But let's get on and let's talk about you, Rodney, because
That part.
I've been in Atlanta 11 years, and so I used to see Rodney on TV.
We arrived here at the same time because it's 11 years for us. I think.
Okay, is it? But I used to see you on TV, before you know people.
Right.
And then it's almost like, I know him now, that's my friend,
That's
I can
him,
call
right.
him. So it's been an honor and a privilege to know you, but I like this, I got this from your website where it says, Perry loves the spotlight and center stage and will never abandon his life as a stand-up comedian, delivering his brazen reality-based comedy. Now, how did you get in comedy?
Great question. I had a working knowledge of what comedy was. So my mother and them used to have get-togethers at the crib, right?
Mm-hmm.
We grew up on the south side of Chicago, and they was always hosting like things.
Mm-hmm.
And so my room was right off the living room, and the grown-ups would listen to records,
Mm-hmm.
comedy records, Richard Pryor, Miles Mabley, Bill Cosby, and I would lay on my floor in my bedroom and listen.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing to me that whoever that was on that record was captivating this audience.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I kind of knew what comedy was, and then you keep growing up and keep paying attention, and then Eddie Murphy gets on my radar,
Oh.
and I'm like, this dude is dope. And then I saw him
Mm-hmm.
on Saturday Night Live, and that was it. That was the picture I needed. So Richard Pryor, who I knew about, was the GOAT, the God, but Eddie Murphy made it attainable for me. And so I'm very young. I'm 7, 8 years old, and I'm starting to tell jokes.
Okay.
And I wouldn't find it as a profession many years later, but I knew I wanted to be a comedian very young.
Yeah. And I know that in the early years, well, past kid, that you were, opening up for Kim Whitley.
Mm-hmm.
You have worked with George Lopez, Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer. And so it always enlightens me to hear the stories, because that, as a kid, because I know them get-togethers, the kids all over here, and the parents in there talking stuff, and you hearing it, and you're getting what do you call it, material.
Yes.
You're getting material.
Yes.
So how did you start working with Kim Whitley, and then I can tell that.
So I was doing a comedy club in L.A. at the Hollywood Park Casino. I had a night there. Cat Williams had a night there. I think my night was Thursday. I think he had like Tuesday nights. And anyway, but Kim, the night it got kind of hot, and Kim would come down, and she came down one night, and after her set, I had some notes for her. I said, man, you should try this, this, and this. And she was just taken aback that somebody would give her some notes on her set. She was like, Rodney, nobody ever helps me. And I was like, well, whatever. Are you gonna take the notes or not? she took the notes, and it just happened to be around the same time where she began to do her show. It was a show on BT called O Drama, which was like their first step in a talk show.
Okay.
So they do O Drama, and it was elements of the show that they just weren't prepared for it. She had a monologue and a couple other things. So myself and Joey Wells, who currently writes with Kevin Hart, we became her writers. Me, him, and Rodman.
Okay.
And we would call Kim up in the middle of the night and talk about her set she was gonna do the next day. And it was my first Hollywood job, man. And I always thank Kim Whitley for giving me that.
Yeah, Kim is she dope. She's very dope.
That's dope.
And I know that from there you kind of started going into movies.
Yeah, yes and no. So this is what I realized. As a stand-up, you find yourself in a lot of open mics and clubs, and the guys that were working, the guys that were coming back from a weekend at a comedy club or a movie or a TV, they all were actors. They were all actors. That dude was an actor. He was an actor. And so I was like, yo, I need to be an actor too.
Okay.
I need to be. So I started taking classes. I took Tasha Smith's acting workshop. She calls it T-Saw. I took T-Saw. And so what T-Saw is now is a national acting studio. But it was just us.
Right.
Her first or second group that came through, and we took this class every Wednesday. We would go in there, and she would give us all these jewels. And the reason she was dope for me, because an acting coach or teacher is really personal. And she was dope for me because she used to be a comedian.
Oh,
See, people don't know Tasha Smith was a comedian.
Okay.
And so she gave me the tools it would take to be able to go on the set as a guy that was a comedian and an actor.
Right.
And so what people require you is a little different when they know you're a comedian, because they might expect you to come in and make something out of their script. They might expect you to come in. If they find out you're a comedian, they want more than them lines.
Right.
Hey man, you can do one your way. Yep. You be like, I don't want to feel like writing it.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm gonna stick to the script.
I don't know if I feel like doing it. But so I started taking those classes, and that prepared me. And then once you start doing things or thinking about something, you start willing it your way. And I started getting movies. My connection to Sid the Entertainer put me in a movie. And that was gold, man. I still make money off that movie, man. Johnson Family Vacation with Sid and Steve and Bow Wow and all this great cast. And Sid gave myself and another comedian that's here in Atlanta, J.J. Williamson. He gave us opportunity on that film, man. And I never forget him for it, man. The residual effect of that movie has been gold.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So a lot of guys from back in the day would help out. They come to the club and see younger comics or.
Well, I meet Sid a little differently. I did a 2000 in 2000 I did a comedy competition, the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. At that time was the premier comedy competition in the world for black comedians.
Okay.
Right.
So I do it, no. They called me in 2000. I turned it down. I'm like, it's not, I'm an artist and I don't want to put my art, I don't want my art subject to no competition. I was really on some highbrow. I was an idiot though. Yeah. So the head of the guy that owned the competition, he called me, and me and him had a great conversation. He was like, "Yo, Rod, man," he's like, "I think this just be good for you, man. We're doing some new things this year, and I think this will be good for you." And the scuttlebutt was, if this dude liked you, they would put the fix in for you.
Okay.
So now I'm like, I'm about to get the fix. So,
This is my moment.
I'm about to do this.
Yeah.
So, I asked him, I said, so wait, you gonna make sure I win?
Right.
He said, dude, I know what you may have heard, but we don't do that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. But I think the contest will be good for you. And he was right. It was great for me. I went up there that year, and so 2001, I go to the competition, and I make it to the semifinals.
Okay.
I don't win, and but I meet Cedric's road manager, a guy by the name of Kelvin Bland.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Cedric does anything on the road, KB is there. KB was one of the judges of the competition. And one night, and this is why it's great to be cool.
Yes.
It's always good to be cool. So one day, after the whole night of festivities, he's like, yo, Rod, can you give me a ride to my hotel? His hotel was literally across the street.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, no problem. And while we was, having a conversation on getting over there, some girls was like, yo, can you give us a ride to our hotel?
Uh-oh.
I look at KB, I'm like, he's like,
Let's do it.
we still do.
Right.
He's like, yeah, let's go.
Right.
So on the way, we riding over there, they stand in Oakland.
Okay.
We're in the Bay Area. So we in the Bay Area competition. So me and KB, the girls, and I'm big up in the guy. Because this is Cedric's road man. I'm like, ladies, if y'all trying to figure y'all comedians, you need to know this dude. This the guy.
Right.
This the guy you want to know.
Right.
And long story short, they give us no game, nothing.
No.
But
Put him out. No, just like.
we did at the hotel.
Okay.
And we get there, and they jump out of the car, and he was just like, yo, Rod, you're a cool brother, man. I'm going to hook you up.
Oh, wow.
In my mind, I'm like, why you lying?
Right.
Why you lying,
Right.
y'all?
Don't get my hopes up high.
My hopes is not up.
Right.
I'm like, he lying.
Right.
2 weeks later, I get a call. Yo, what up, Rod? Hey, we want you to come on tour. Oh, what? We want you to come on tour. Said is doing the tour with Bud Light, and we take some people out with him. All right. Yeah, I mean, I ain't asked when,
Nothing.
where,
What time?
money. I don't care. I'm going,
Yeah.
no matter what. So I get a call. So they call me to do that, and it's like the world opens up because I've been going out doing jokes. I've been traveling.
Yeah.
But when you hook up with the King of Comedy, everything goes to another level.
Right.
I always say, Said opened us up to the possibilities of being a star. So Said is coming off the Kings of Comedy. He's got a national commercial with Bud Light. Bud Light is sponsoring the tour. So it ain't just no road gig.
Right.
It's, hi, Mr. Perry, this is so-and-so with the Said Light Bud Light Comedy Tour. We're going to send a car to pick you up from your home, take you to the airport, and then you'll be traveling with Cedric the rest of the way. Is that okay with you? If you have any problems, let us know.
Oh.
And you like, so wait,
You talking to me?
you gonna take me to the airport?
You got the right number?
I live down the street from the airport. Dude, when they came to pick me up, let me tell you something. When they came to pick me up, it was like I was going on prom. My whole family came, we was taking pictures. It was like,
Yeah, it made it.
it was over. I was gone.
Right.
And I was like, yo, and I know this was happening for everybody. And that's what it was so gangster. So, and we would travel. They didn't fly us first class, but they did fly us nice accommodations. We stayed at the best hotels in the country. And so, you only got one gig. The first show was Detroit and Indianapolis. So the way the tour would go is you would fly into the first city, tour bus to the next city, fly out of that city.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And so we get on the ground in Detroit. Comics are really interesting. Comics don't really talk to you until we see you work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I come down to the lobby. We stand at the Athenaeum in Detroit. Beautiful hotel. I ain't never stayed at nothing like that.
Right.
I've been in Motel 5. So we at the Athenaeum. The Athenaeum got like, you walk in the room and then the room sink down and the shower was clear. So you can look and see the person in the shower from the bed.
Oh.
I ain't never had no room like that. I don't even know nobody in Detroit. I'm calling random numbers to get somebody up there. And but I was married, so I didn't. But I did call 5 numbers. But anyway. So I go down to the lobby and Cedric is there and he's like, what's up? I was like, what's up, bro? And he's like, yeah, man, have a good set tonight. I was like, cool. But he ain't really give me no love. Kim Whitley is in the city.
Oh, snap.
Kim Whitley is there.
Okay.
Kim Whitley is there, and I also meet Gerald Levert that night.
Okay.
Gerald Levert, like, hey man, I heard about you, funny man. I know. I was like, Gerald Levert talking to me. It's
Right.
crazy. It's crazy.
Right.
My whole world is tripping right now, right?
Right.
So we going through this. We going through the whole thing. We go to do the show that night. Rodney Perry has a great say. Cause Detroit will boo you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why I know. Cause the girl that also got booked from the competition, she got booed that night. This is her city. They booed. Can I say the shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
They booed the shit out of this girl. They booed this girl so bad, like they made her clothes blow back. They boo. The boo made her
Like she's in a fan.
like she was in a fan. Like she was at a Beyonce concert.
Okay.
But it was boos instead of anyway.
Rough day.
So they booed that girl. It was, and it don't have nothing to do with the story, but it just felt good to say that. So that show come and go. Now Sid is like cool. He talking to me a little bit.
Right.
Yo, RP, good son. Yo, you did that, homie. I like to, so. But I mean, we still ain't friends yet.
Right.
So we get up first thing that next morning, and the tour bus is outside. It's wrapped with Bud Light, Cedric faces on it, and we on a tour bus. I ain't never been on a tour bus.
Mm-hmm.
We traveling. It's only about 4 or 5 hour ride, but man, you on a tour bus with Sid Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sid is friends with Jalen Rose,
Okay.
the basketball player.
Right.
Jalen Rose is like kicking it with us.
Right.
Hanging out.
Like just a dude. We just dudes. And that time, man was high. So I end up in a game of Madden with Jalen Rose.
Oh, wow.
You gotta win.
I'm playing Madden. Do I got to win?
You gotta win.
Dude, so I'm on the bus. I'm playing Madden. Jalen Rose, I cannot stop him.
Right.
Jalen Rose is good.
Oh man.
I cannot keep this guy from scoring. The game get down to I'm down by a touchdown. I'm driving. I got to score. Okay. Now I'm knowing if I do score, I make the decision 2 minutes before that. I score. I'm going for 2 because I cannot stop him.
Right.
I cannot stop him. I got to go for 2 right now. Long story short, I go down there. I score. Tie the game. I kick it. If I take the touchdown, if I kick it, I tie the game. I go for 2. I win. Well, he figured the ball, but it's over. So I get the ball, go for 2. I end up winning the game. Jalen Rose says to me, Rodney Perry. He said, Rodney Perry, it ain't that you won the game. It's that you went for 2 without thinking about it. He said, boy, you just, without hesitation, you went for 2. And he said that threw me off. I was like, hey, man, I just couldn't give you the ball again. And so that's the type of fun we had.
Yeah.
So all that, so we do that. The next city is Indianapolis. Indianapolis have another good set. The girl does better the following night.
Okay.
She has since quit comedy. She's in the political life in Detroit now. But we had a great night, and I meet a lady in the lobby. And, a career is made of all these little moments, right? I was on the way to do the show would go. Say we'll do 30 minutes, bring up 2 of us, come back, intermission, do 30 more minutes, and bring up the 2 on the back end of the show. And so he did his 30 minutes. I was on the first half of the show, and I end up in a lobby between the shows, and a lady comes up to me. She's like, you were so good. I was like, okay, thank you. She said, no, I mean that. And she said, I lost my son 6 months ago, and I haven't smiled or laughed anything, and you made me laugh. Thank you. And that's the reason you do this.
Yeah.
That's the reason for those moments. So that connection with Sid was so valuable to me. So I'm going home from Indianapolis. I'm in the airport, have my little 2-way, not the big 2-way,
Right.
not the
Right.
Sky Page,
Right, okay.
the little
The small
bit of the little red and blue one.
Okay.
I had my little red 2-way. I hit KB. I was like, yo man, thanks for the gig, appreciate you. Man, I had a ball. Thank you, bro. I'm just basking in it.
Right.
He hit me back. Yo, Rod, can you do next week? Hell yeah! Sign me up.
I'm there.
Let's go on the calendar.
The following week we do Dallas and Houston, and that was what really solidified me.
Okay.
With Sid, with that group, with that whole team. So we do Dallas. Dallas goes off without a hitch. Houston floods.
Oh snap.
Houston, the gig is canceled, and somehow it made more sense for us to stay in Dallas an extra night rather than fly out.
Right.
So we stayed in Dallas. That night, Sid took us out to a 5-star dinner. He took us out to an amazing dinner. We all put our little suits on and sat around the table like gangsters, you know. And Sid gave us the game.
Right.
You know, we talked and whatnot. And then after dinner, he took us to a Kid Capri party.
Oh, that had to be
kicked it.
dope.
Oh, y'all kicked
So we ain't just at the party. We are the party.
Right.
Kid Capri right here.
Mhm.
Right.
We in the DJ booth.
Oh.
You know, and Kid Capri is nothing. First of all, it's nothing like this guy.
Mhm.
This guy is flat out amazing. First of all, it's like a comedy show.
Right.
He got an opener DJ.
Right. Right.
Then he got a little middle
Yeah.
DJ.
Right. Right.
Then he come and do an hour, unadulterated, all hits, 1 hour of
Wow.
hit after hit after hit, and then he just pushed the turntables down and leave. It was crazy.
Oh.
That night was crazy. But what really solidified my relationship with Sid was that day. So that second day
Mhm.
in Dallas, we all went and played basketball.
Uh-oh.
Just dudes.
Right.
Just dudes kicking it, and I got a real chance to talk to him. He's like, Rod, man, I really like the way you carry yourself, blah, 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 blah. And we had those conversations. So that stuff was gold, man, and that was the beginning, you know, and that led way to Sid calling me to be the warmer guy on a show that they was developing called Cedric the Entertainer Presents,
Okay.
which ended up being his sketch comedy show. If you remember back then, Sid had a comedy show that predated the Chappelle show,
Okay.
but he was on Fox. And so it was Networks TV, he was on Fox, but the thing that was different about Sid and Chappelle is Chappelle had way more license to do kind of risque stuff. We was on Network TV, and that year, Sid was preempted by baseball. Fox had the World Series, so half of the shows got taken off the air.
Okay.
So the show just never found its footing. It ended up getting canceled, but it was a good thing, man. And I always thank Sid and KB for giving me that opportunity.
And that's why I always think I know it's always important to have good relationship, to be a cool person. Don't be a user. Don't be out here trying to do people dirty because you never know who you're talking to and who has your next check in their hand.
You have no idea.
But you know, I'm gonna segue to one of my favorites.
Okay.
Coming to America
Okay.
2
Yes.
is coming out.
March 5th. It was scheduled for December 16th,
Yes.
and they moved it. They made a deal with Amazon, and then everything got pushed back into March. But man, so this is the way I explain to people. You know, we all in the entertainment business, and you have wins, and you have losses, and you have almost wins, and big wins, and little wins.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And so I think between the big wins are all these little wins, right?
Right.
You know, whatever that is, you know, it's, you go through a health scare and you come out okay, or you go through this and you end up being all right. You and the wife make it another year.
Mhm.
All those are great wins, right? And then the big wins sustain you over a period of time. So, like for instance, when I booked Johnson Family Vacation, that's a big win.
Right.
Right.
That win literally held me for 10 years.
Oh wow.
10 years I was able to be, hey, that's my man from,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
that's valuable.
Yes, it is.
That's valuable. And then almost a decade later, I booked Monique's show.
Right.
Oh, you killed that.
10 years later,
Right.
I get another boost, and then I get a second boost on top of that because I get Medea's Big Happy Family.
Right.
So now that hold me up until now, almost 10 years later,
Yeah.
and we get Coming to America too. And this is the crazy part. I audition. You know we audition,
Yeah.
and you learn to audition and just let it go. You audition, you don't think about it no more. You know, in the back of your mind, you be like, man, I ain't gonna get this shit. Or hopefully I book it.
Yeah.
Whatever you think. And this particular movie, Coming to America 2, the working title was The Quest, right? And so I read for The Quest. It's not a lot. It's only it's less than a page of dialogue. And I go in and read. It's every black person in town
Oh God.
that's a male
Right.
was in there.
Right.
Including me.
We was all in there the same
At the
day.
same time.
Okay.
We're head to head for this
We
role.
was cracking jokes. They need to record that.
Everybody was bald headed.
Yeah, we all was those dudes, right? And so we go in, we read, and I'm not thinking about it. I get a call, maybe 4 or 5 days later. Hey, Rodney, you booked the Quest. I'm like, okay, so when does it shoot? She said, Rodney, you not excited? I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, but you know, what the business, when do it shoot?
Right.
She's like, Rodney, the Quest is coming to America too. Say again?
Right.
The Quest is coming to America too. Oh my God.
Right.
The reason I do comedy is what?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh yeah.
So to be able to walk on this set and this man walk in and you like, yo, that's the dude.
Yeah.
You know? me and Nav Green, you know,
Right.
Nav Green, my homie, he in there, you know, and we'd have been in some little indie movies together. We looking around like, Rodney, this ain't no regular movie.
Nah,
Right.
it's a different
It's a
movie.
production.
It's another thing.
Yes.
It's another thing. And one thing I say about Eddie being on the set is that the dude is playing the king, but he has a royalty to him for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
he is a king of comedy. He is royalty in
Right.
this game we call comedy.
Yeah, a legend.
Yeah.
So March
March 5th.
5th.
March 5th. It'll be streaming. It'll be on Amazon,
Mhm.
Amazon
Prime.
platform, Prime, all those things. So the world is going to see it.
Yeah.
You know, and to be honest, in my opinion, I think people are going to be, you know, some people don't know if it's going to stand up to the
First one,
movie
yeah.
30 years ago. I think it does. I think the story does, and I think the funny does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know when you have like the original and then it's such a long time in
Yes.
between. When the
Mhm.
next one come out, people are like, is it gonna be like that? It's like just have an open mind and watch it because we talking about 30 years later.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be dope because the first one
Eddie
is
Murphy is still the funniest man in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is funny. Him and Arsenio are dope, and a lot of your favorite characters they brought back. So
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seen the trailer. The trailer was awesome.
Is that Vanessa Bell Calloway?
yes,
Oh, she is beautiful.
looks the
She's
same.
like
Yeah.
60.
She looks the exact same.
I
she
mean,
she might be. I don't know.
no, she's 60.
She's 60.
Yeah, they had her
Okay.
picture up, and I was like, "Is that what we gonna look forward to?" Because man, she looks amazing.
You know.
Wow. Did they bring Samuel L. Jackson? No.
No, not that I know of.
Oh,
It would have been hard to squeeze that in there.
Yeah.
That would have been rough to squeeze in.
I mean,
they could have had him in the
I
McDonald's.
mean, they talk about they did bring back Louis Anderson. It's only a few characters that they didn't bring back,
Mm.
and then there's only a handful of us that are new characters.
Okay.
Right.
You know, myself, Lunel, Nav Green, of course,
Mhm.
the Leslie Jones, Jermaine Fowler. We're all new characters, and Tracy Morgan is a new character as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And so it's only a handful of new characters. Wesley Snipes, another young lady I was in another movie with. What's the girl married to the basketball player that sings?
She sing or he sing?
She sings
Oh.
Byron.
Oh, Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Tiana
did
Taylor.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
she's
the
there.
picture of her and Wesley.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so proud of you. That's just amazing because, like you said, little steps of the way
Yeah.
open up to this, and then you just never know when somebody thinking of you and like, call
Yeah.
Rodney.
Yeah.
Call
And,
Rod.
Now that's the crazy part, man. Like I've always appreciated your comedy. I probably fell in love with your characters when I seen you on the Monique show. But it's funny, man. I told you before the show started. One of the best stories I heard about you was through Mickey.
Okay.
I was doing a brand ambassador event, and had just went through divorce, and I was like, man, I want to get back into comedy, man, but I just got to figure out a way to balance working and doing comedy. She's like, you need to start doing stuff like this. She's like, I used to work with Rodney Perry all the time. I mean, she just really, God rest her soul, she passed by the way, but she just really like, man, Rodney was a good dude. He used to do this, and I would put him on tour. He used to make this kind of, but she was talking about your money and everything. I'm like, this how you surviving? Oh,
Yeah, I mean, you survive 100 different ways.
Yeah.
But what? So Mickey and I go back to before she ever started doing that stuff. She was a comedian,
right. Yes,
and so she started doing comedy, and then she found all this dope brand ambassador stuff. And so anything, it might be you might be setting up a big castle that
Right.
sell books.
Okay.
Yep.
That might give away books, or it might be a cups, mugs, or you might be throwing out T-shirts.
Right.
It could be anything. And for the day, you would make anywhere from like $1,000 to
Yeah.
$2,000,
Yes.
you know, for a day, for a half hour work.
Right.
And so, you know, it was all this great stuff. And sometimes we'd have a booth at a fair or something like
Yeah.
that. And we did those things, and those people make money, man.
It's crazy.
And it made ends meet.
Yeah, and people be sleep on that ambassador if you
Yeah.
get the right one because when I was working with a marketing company a year ago, we would hire brand ambassadors and they was
Yeah.
paying $25, $30
Yeah,
an
that's
hour and
Come
you
on.
got 3 days and stuff. And that's also good, I can see, for actors and comedians and stuff because nobody wants to work no job. So
Nah.
now you still got to eat. So you had the ambassador,
Yeah.
you know, to do that. And they have ambassador programs everywhere, y'all.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you need to make some money when the world, I guess, open back up, that's an option.
And that goes back to being cool. Like Rodney said, you want to be cool because me being cool with her gave me the confidence when I finally met you in person to walk up like, hey,
Right.
Mickey told me about you because when she told me
Wow.
about you, you was still on the Monique show.
Oh wow, okay.
And so then I came on the set of the Monique show and I seen you. And I was like, yo, Rodney, man, Mickey. Cause older comedians, you don't want to, you can't,
connect.
like he said,
Yeah.
you can't just talk. They won't let you talk to them unless
Right.
they see you work.
Okay.
And Rodney knows me from the theater world. He didn't know me from comedy.
Okay.
So so he knew me on the acting side, and he's been kicking my ass because I auditioned for that role in Medea's Family Reunion, whatever the one you was in. We played what was that?
Harold.
I auditioned for that, lost to you. Okay, I just
Oh.
auditioned for this character. You had America too, lost to you
to you.
again. Next time I'm gonna kick your ass, man. I'm sick
Tie
of
me up in the
I'm tired of this shit. Every time Rodney walk in, I be like, nigga.
Right. Why you in the same
Come
room?
on, bro. You can't keep doing this to me, dog. You and Jason Weaver.
Hilarious. But the Medea movie was crazy because you probably read way before I did.
Oh, that's even worse. Thank you. Go ahead.
So wait. So I'm doing comedy at Uptown Comedy Corner here in Atlanta, and Roger Bob is there that night.
I remember Roger
So I'm there like on a Thursday night. I'm about to do the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so Thursday night after the show, Roger Bob comes and say, "Man, I may have something for you." I'm like, "All right." Again, I think
you always like, all right. That's your thing.
I'm an old black man. I don't believe nobody. So I think he like it's whatever, right? So the next day I get a call. Hey, Rodney, can you come in to read for Medea? And I'm like, okay, when? They like today.
Oh wow.
So I get the call at let's say 9 a.m. I get the sides by 9:30. It's literally 8 pages of dialogue.
Wow.
It was real.
It was a lot. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. But I had read for Alpha Tyler before.
Right.
Alpha Tyler is bar none to me the best casting agent I've ever read with.
I love working with
She
her.
just had a certain way. It felt so calm and so cool. And so I walk in the room. I'm like, Alpha, this is a lot, but I'm pretty off book. I read it. I know this guy.
Okay.
I've been married for 20-some years at that time. I know this guy. And so we get to reading, blah, blah. She's like, that was good. Hold on, stay right here for a second. She go out the room. She go to Reuben Cannon's office. She come back, say, Rodney, come here. She take me into Reuben Cannon.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
move.
wow.
That's
So I go from the casting agent. Now I'm talking to one of the producers, Reuben Cannon from Chicago, casting agent for everything.
Right.
And how about this? Reuben Cannon was the casting director for Johnson Family Vacation.
Right.
So now he's saying you again.
Relationships.
Right. So I go in there and they was like, well, like I was like, Reuben, I mean, we like him. Let's read it. Reuben's like, let's read it. He's like, Rodney Perry, Rodney Perry. He said, why do I know that name? I said, you cast me in John's Family Vacation. He was like, well, you didn't do it directly, but because he had the big
Right.
casting. But he's like, you know what? You were in that. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
Put the dots together.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help the situation.
Right.
So I read for him. He's like, okay, little homie, okay.
Right.
Stay right there. Do. He calls Tyler.
Perry.
Yes.
Mm.
On voicemail, on voice speaker in the
Speaker, yeah.
room. Hey, Tyler, we got a guy here, man. We want you to hear him. His name is what's his name? Rodney. What's your name? Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry. Okay, Rodney Perry. Yeah. All right. Well, let's read it again. Let Tyler hear it. We read it again. Tyler go. All right. Okay, Harold. All right. We'll be in touch. I go home. I'm getting a call from Wardrobe.
Oh.
They ain't even booked me yet.
Right.
Wow.
I'm getting a call from Wardrobe because the movie shoots on Monday.
Damn. Everything moving.
I'm on Friday. He see me Thursday, audition Friday, audition, and Monday I'm on set.
Wow.
And once the Wardrobe people called me, it's like, we need you to come in there. And I was like, nobody's booked me yet. They're like, oh, I'm sorry. We got
So they know they messed up.
Yeah, right.
They messed up.
So I get a call from somebody else. They're like, oh, we want to book you for that. I was like, cool, it's a done deal. And I went in for Wardrobe that day, and I was on set with Tyler Perry on Monday morning, shooting that scene where he was chopping the ice up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That scene was my first scene up.
Wow.
And it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, so in my mind, I had that part to that Thursday then. So
Yeah, right up.
then
Right up.
you
to
came into
Thursday.
about Friday. Okay, that worked.
Yeah, right up. To
You know, one of the things that I do like is that you are giving back by you do improv classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I've come to a couple of them because DJ Hershey,
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
been in Benny Pitts,
Yes.
you know, been in them and stuff, and I've come and watched the work. And so it's funny because Hershey, like when people say I'm funny, I'm like not comedian funny, like just stand around and kind of talk.
Pretty
You-
funny.
you
You're
would do
pretty
it
funny.
So
though.
he told me, that's what he said.
Pretty
He
funny.
said, you should do Rodney's class. So
You would like it.
the
You would like it.
First thing I was like, well, I don't know if from being an actor? He said, no, but just do the class. So I'm gonna have to come and take the class
Right.
because it's actually.
And we're all virtual now. But you know, I tell people this: I'm not selling improv. I'm selling. My job is to help you trust your choices. If you trust your choices, you're kind of better at everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you do. And so I've had, you know, a 911 operator. I've had, you know, viral sensations that got their confidence in my class first. Christine Porter, who's Miss Charlene.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, she was in my class.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, and great, super
She's
talented young lady. And so, you know, I got all this footage of those people, man, and Hank Denson. It's been so many good folks come through the class, man, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch. So I was like, and it does give you confidence because when you're able to improv like that, everything else you do just falls in line like that.
Facts.
So I want to talk about this because the topic we had is how you growing for marriage because you've been married how long now?
24 years.
24 years.
25 and 2021.
5 girls, 1 boy.
5 years, 6 children.
6 children.
Just
My wife and I have 4 together,
Okay.
and I have an older son, older daughter.
Okay. So in this day and age, you know, I'm seeing a lot of, I said yes and, you know, all this stuff. But my thing is, because I was married before for 11 years,
Okay.
is the tools, the right tools, the right things, and just really being able to grow together. And so I think it's important because, you know, you're seeing the divorce rate is high. And I think
Indeed.
COVID came in and was like, I really don't like you. You know
Oh,
what I
man,
mean?
it's like-
COVID is not a game.
Yeah, COVID is
COVID show you where you at.
taking people out in different ways, and so you know I'm single now. I look forward to one day again,
All right,
but I'm
sure.
enjoying my singleness. I
Right.
am enjoying it.
As you should.
And so when I talk to people, when we having these conversations about, you know, relationships, it's just so off balance what people are looking for, what they want, what they're not willing to give, what the past trauma they're not dealing with, and these expectations and stuff. So I wanted to ask you, what's your, I don't know, I won't say secret, but your marriage you think lasting this long?
One, we won't quit,
Okay.
and there's something to be said for making it through the tough times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you will go through tougher times. And you know, what I usually tell couples is, you both can't arrive at a place where you can't go anymore together.
Okay.
Like, he can arrive there, she can arrive there, but somebody's got to always want to make it work,
Right.
right?
Right.
The day y'all arrive there together that's the end.
Okay.
You know, the day you go, you know what, I can't do this with you no more. You know what, I can't do it either. That day is the last day.
Okay.
There's some nuts and bolts to marriage and ending it, but when y'all can't go forward no more together, that's the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can make love, you can make up.
Yeah.
You know, if you can make,
Like that.
you know, if you know what happens in marriage, inevitably at some point you stop making love. You stop, you know, you lose the physical connection. And you know, some people will question me on that, like, so you just gonna tout it all to physicality? It's not all physical, but if you're not making love, it's very hard to reconnect.
Right.
That's all.
Because that's energy.
Absolutely.
That's energy that circulates. And
Or
stuff.
if you allow somebody else in,
Yeah.
if you allow somebody else in, and that's gonna affect you, man. I mean, women's intuition is real. If you feel something, and feel funny, it probably is.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've heard that. They say the first sign knowing somebody's cheating is you feel like it.
Right.
Doesn't
Because
come
we've
from
both
nowhere.
been married.
Yeah.
And now we both divorced. And I think, my opinion, I was younger. Got married like at 25.
Right.
So I'm figuring it out while I'm going.
Of course.
I'm definitely I'm not a quitter. I go until
Right.
it's just like, you know what, like you said,
Can't do it no more.
he may not have arrived there, but I did because I'm like, I want to be happy. And
Right.
it's just such a combative environment, and you
Right.
got kids, and
It
I'm
was too
like,
much.
and you do it in front of the kids, it's like they may grow up and then they do
Right.
repeat the same process. But I do believe in keep going, keep trying, and
Mhm.
you know, and find your way back to love.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Sometimes you can't.
you just
And
can't.
that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Because how about this? Some people are not for a lifetime.
Right.
Some people, like, it's time for us to learn whatever we need to learn. Like, I think every relationship is valid, and we get, you know, whatever we went through with that person, I needed to grow from that
Exactly.
some kind of way. And so, you know, everybody's not meant to be together a lifetime. I just don't think. And so, you know, I mean, 24 years, Shit, we might be on the last week right now. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. You know, I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying that ultimately that you got to always try to find a way. You know.
Yeah, because I think now it's kind of like, you know, in some years is that microwave society. You know, this ain't working. Bam, I'm gonna get somebody else.
I know for a fact my wife tried to kill me several times.
She did.
I woke up last week, she had a pillow on my face.
Yeah.
But what she don't know is I got sleep apnea, so half the night I'll be breathing up.
Oh, that's scary. That's scary. My friend do that, and I'm like, are you breathing? You know what I mean?
Dead.
Yeah.
For 60 seconds.
I think sometimes too, in my opinion, you know, like now, trauma is coming up a lot. You're hearing people coaching about that, and I believe that's real.
Absolutely, it's real.
Because we don't say no names, but you know, when you date people, and sometimes when you haven't done any personal development, if you haven't done any therapy or counseling, anything, then it's a great chance that you can deflect that off on your partner.
Correct.
And
I think in order to be a successful part of a couple, you have to be a successful single.
yes,
You have to be a successful person, and those of us that get married at 25-ish, you know, how much do you know about yourself?
right,
That part.
not
You
much.
know, my one of my daughters, my 19-year-old, she was about to get married, and I'm like, I didn't want to be the guy to discourage her, because what if she's the one couple that makes it, you know? But my conventional wisdom says it's probably not gonna work because he don't know himself and you don't know yourself.
Right.
And so they end up not doing it now, and they may find their way back together, you know, in the future. But I mean, it ain't for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's tough as a dad. I can only see like you telling your daughter, like, I really want to tell you, y'all might not make it.
But
But
what
I can't say that.
What I learned being a parent is the more you push a child away, they gonna push back and try to do something else.
Yeah.
They're gonna do exactly the exact equal opposite of what you said.
Yeah.
So sometimes you gotta pull them to make them pull back the other way.
So let me ask both of y'all this. So both of y'all have grown kids. So what is that like with the parents when it's like a decision like that, and then they come to y'all as the parents, y'all get together and be like, yo, one of us need to say something, or both of y'all be like, let's let it flow.
I think you probably can answer this too. Is that you, as parents, you know, you already have your role, your parental role.
Right.
Like I'm Mr. Nice Guy, but I don't play with them boys.
Right.
Right.
We all know where I stand.
Right.
By the time we get to talk about marriage, you know where I'm gonna be.
Right. Right.
You know, and I know what she gonna win. She gonna be. So she can talk to my wife, and I already know my wife's saying.
Right.
I already know my wife gonna be like, you know what, you make the best decision for you, and we gonna support you. I know my wife gonna say that. I'm gonna go, I don't know if I like this dude. Are you sure he can handle this?
Right.
And I'm gonna talk to him. I'm like, I asked the little boy, I said, hey man, let me ask you a question. Have you ever fed my daughter?
Right.
Have you fed her? He said, yeah, I bought her dinner. No, you ain't bought her. I ain't talking about buying her dinner.
Right.
I'm talking about feeding her over months and weeks and years. I mean, do you even have any idea what it's gonna cost?
Right.
I mean, let's just look at the math of being in a marriage.
Right.
The math. Okay, well, you know, I can feed myself and me and him, we talked about it. We went down the line. I said, that's all you. But you're in the military. You got to add her in.
Right.
So you have to marry her.
Yeah.
You have to marry her to get any benefits for her.
Right.
So that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't shacking up. And guess what? Y'all sleep together, guess what's going to happen? A baby.
Yep.
Too quick.
You ain't going to lay there with no woman and
ain't had no sex.
not smash.
Right.
Yeah, it's facts.
You're not going to do it.
Right.
Ain't that much, you know, ain't nobody ever passed the test.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so that, and then you start, now you factor in the child. Oh, no, we ain't gonna do that. Okay, I'm stupid.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's when you have to back up, you know. And see, I'm the parent that's going to kind of do what you do. I'm about to go down the line, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, my youngest son, I'm a grandmother, I have two, and of course, you know, they wasn't playing, so they sleeping together. And I'm like, you know, and I'll step into him and go, you're using condoms. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Of course not.
I know you're not ready, but right. So then the first one they come and tell me they're pregnant or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so what y'all gonna do? You know,
Right.
see, baby. Now we got Irish twins, which means
Two different mamas.
women.
no, two babies that's less than a year old. She was pretty much pregnant at 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So I'm saying
He went right back in there.
right back. And that's what I'm saying about.
Are they living together?
Yeah, but what I'm saying about understanding yourself and stuff like
He didn't
that.
have a heel up. Did she get a piece? How many did she
That's
get?
what I'm saying. I felt like they probably was just like,
just
ooh,
couldn't wait.
let's get a little piece. And now the little piece, you are fertile in those 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, go back to when you say knowing yourself and all that. That was not a conscious, smart decision. The babies, yeah, I love my grandbabies, but that wasn't a conscious decision to say, hey, we need to use protection right now.
Let me ask you this though. I love being a young parent. Like you now, you in 30 something, late 30, 35 years.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, 37, y'all.
So having been a young parent, now you still young.
And still
your
got the
kids
rest
grown and still got the rest. Like I would not trade being a young.
I said that
him
too.
starting to have kids.
Oh my God, he's gonna be a.
Well, your kids gonna be pushing you around the wheelchair.
I'm in the gym too much.
I was just talking to somebody about that. I said, even though my first son was not planned, I had him at 20, but I can appreciate it now because at 49, I'm like, I still have my life now. I can go back and do some things that I want to do. That
you can travel.
Yeah. But and no offense to those that have their babies at 40 and stuff, because you may have enjoyed your 20, 30. But I want to enjoy my later years by myself and not raising a kid at 50.
Come on now.
I can't even avoid it at this point. 50 is gonna be, I'm be there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're gonna be there.
That's gonna be high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you start today.
Now, if I start today, it's still gonna be high school.
Still high school.
I'll be 38 this year, so yeah.
Yeah.
When you talked about your daughter's boyfriend, how do you in your marriage or throughout it make finances work? Because finances be one of those number one reasons that
finances is everything.
Yeah.
One of the chief reasons people break up is finances. So we had a couple of incidents in our marriage. There was one, and so my wife is a saver, right? And so it was one moment, and we get a lot of residual income.
Right.
And one moment I'm looking for this check. I'm like, yo, I'm calling SAG. I'm like, yo, where my check?
Where my money?
My wife had got it and put it in an account I couldn't see. It didn't tell me. I was so upset. I was super it was, if we was ever gonna break up, it was that moment.
Right. And
I was like, you don't know. I'm calculating 6 months of finance on this check, and I don't know where it is. I think it's lost. And you see me looking for it, and that was a tipping point for us. And it was very difficult. And I just remember I told her, I said, you're embezzling from the company. And she was like, how dare you? And she was mad at me for even saying that. And I was upset. And of course, we were able to talk our way through it and realize that we dealt with money very differently. And it wasn't until we kind of got on the same page financially that we could even take it to the next level.
Okay.
Because my wife literally cleaned up my credit. She did all the stuff people pay for and the letters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She did that. She actually did all the letters. And so when I do start making money, I'm in a position to buy something because my credit wasn't horrible. And so we got over that hump with that money. And she runs all our finances now.
Okay.
Like, I make it, she makes sure it gets to the right place.
Right.
And that's the way we kind of operate, kind of work. For many years, my wife didn't work because we lived in LA and child care was so expensive, it made more sense for my wife to stay home than to send our kids somewhere. Because she was literally going to be working for the child care people.
Okay.
It was just it was so expensive. We had three small kids. It's like astronomical in LA to manage. And so she stayed home and she started working I say in the last 7-8 years she's been working. She drives a school bus here in our area. Right. But I don't see her money. Yeah. And I don't need it. Right. I just the biggest thing I learned as a man is you gotta build your woman's necessities into your hustle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because say as men, you may be able to cut your own hair. Right. But your woman may need her nails done. For her own mind, her psyche. She may need to get her hair done. She may need to get her $700 weave. Yeah. She might need that to make her feel good about herself. So as a man, you got to figure out a way to put that into your hustle.
Right.
Whatever your job is, whatever it is, if you make X amount of dollars, you need 700 more.
Yeah.
You need 1,000 more, cause your lady need to feel a certain way, and you gotta. And once you can kind of manage that, that's when you can have a successful relationship financially.
Yeah, and I think when you manage that too, on the serious side, is that you know how they say happy wife, happy life.
Indeed.
If she's the one that's maybe taking care of the household and the
Right.
finances and stuff,
Mhm.
and you out there making it, now is you guys are having a partnership that she's like, okay, baby, you hungry, you need something or whatever. It just makes life easy. It's not always about nobody gold digging and all
No.
that kind of stuff. It's like that's to me old school though. I'm not saying there's no young guys out here ain't doing it, but I don't know them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know them. Like, you know, y'all paying half, I'm paying the rent, you paying that. There's nothing wrong with that because I've been there too, me and my ex-husband. You do what you want to do in your marriage. I'm
Exactly.
just saying is that, you know, it's you know, when men are calling women gold diggers and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, no, I'm gonna make your life easier as much as
Yeah.
I can. So when you come in, I've learned to give you your 15, 30 minutes so that you can relax and stuff, so that, you know, we can keep you out there working healthy and whole, and I'm healthy.
As a father with girls, I'm telling my daughters be a gold digger. Like how about this? Like if I see my daughter going to spend money on a dude, I'd be like, what you doing?
Right.
No, he should want to spend money on you.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know, and I come from that school, but at the same time, you know, guys are different.
Yeah, they very.
Like you say, I don't know him. I
They
don't
very
think I know him either.
They very. I'm not find me a 60-year-old. When
Make,
you,
make sure you're still working.
I know, working,
Make sure
working,
you're
still
working,
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 right?
right. We need to get him some Viagra or
Had to
something.
feed him some of that soup with a peel on.
Right.
Yeah.
Soup with a
Hey,
peel.
baby, let me feed you, baby.
That's right. He's like, damn,
When you
great
mentioned,
today.
I want to segue when you mentioned like when you and your wife had that moment where it was like this might be it. Arguments, everybody gonna have them. How do you deal with yours? Because I know
I love argument.
You do?
Oh yeah, that means I can go downstairs and play my game without nobody bothering me.
Oh wow.
That's an old man stuff right there. Like, hey, oh, you mad? All right, bet I'll be downstairs.
I know when my wife mad, she not gonna talk to me for 2 days. That's 2 whole days of fun.
That's when you be on mad on Instagram.
Killing them.
Right.
I can't wait.
So how do y'all make up? Or how does it, you know, y'all just start talking?
I get tired of playing go upstairs.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
Oh, you fall asleep down there?
2 days. No shower, nothing. I be stinky. It's bad. And I decided to go get a shower. That's when we back.
I ain't want women to come to the bedroom.
Do you help with household chores, or that's
That's part of what we be fighting about.
You ain't helping fold.
I don't believe in none of that. I used to have to do all that stuff when I was a kid, and I vowed I'm not washing no dishes. I'm not paying this mortgage and wash no dishes.
Okay.
Now my wife, she'll get out there and do it, but I'm like, we got kids. That's their job.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Why they 19 and you washing dishes?
Oh hell no.
What the- but they know if she in the kitchen 5 or 10 minutes, she gonna clean it.
Yeah.
So they'll get her down there and talk.
You get used to it.
They know.
Because you ain't gonna do it like I want it, so I might as well
I
do
might
it.
as well do it.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is the thing, and I tell my wife, and I'm bad at this, but I can take it being funky longer than you.
Ooh.
It can, like all this wonderfulness you got up here. I know you can't take it like I can take
No,
Yeah.
I cannot. I
it.
can't
So
stand.
you gonna put me out before I pick up something.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I've been in that type of relationship. Like I don't mind doing the most because most women do.
Right.
But ain't nothing like
And it's your house. People gonna not gonna come here and go, right, to keep a bad house. They're gonna be like, man, your girl, wow.
Yep. They gonna do that to the girl first. Yeah.
They gonna, this your house.
that's why women get mad. Like you clean up and then you come put your coat up over the door.
Coats don't go there.
That right there will
Coats don't go
drive
there.
Oh,
me
this ain't the
crazy.
coat right?
Right.
My bad.
Oh my God.
Over the light. Wham.
Yeah.
It's off. Cut it off. Cut the light off.
Yeah. Last question
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask is what boundaries do you set or have you set to protect your marriage?
You know what I had to learn. You know what? You're a public figure and you take pictures and spend time with people and talk and laugh.
And the women.
And the women. And I used to take a picture with everybody, but now I don't take I take pictures, but I don't never touch nobody no more.
Right.
I used to be in the picture like, yeah. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
see, that's what happened.
Yeah.
That was God talking to you like, keep
God,
not
like-
touching them. It's fine.
Down.
No.
And
like-
COVID now too.
Exactly, and so it's like I remember just me and my wife argued about it. She said, "What's that, Rodney?" And I'm like, "That's a split second. I don't know that lady. I'm never gonna see her again." But it is disrespectful. And I had to ask myself, if that was her, would that be cool?
Right.
And I had to really start dealing with it. So if you see me in the picture now, you'll see me right here. Oh, I got my poses.
Right.
I got this right here. I go hands, women on either side, hands, right?
Right.
If they touch me, then so be it. Or I might go, I'm there. I got that.
Right.
I got all that. I got all of them. I got my poses ready.
You got it.
Don't have me hit you with one of these. So I'm just really conscious about touching women. And, and you know, I mean, you're a comedian. You the guy of the night. And people want to be, and they'll let you, women will let you do all kind of.
And they be aggressive. Women be aggressive. They in the audience, they looking, and then they like waiting on you on the side, you know, and they don't care if you're married, you know.
They don't give a damn.
They don't give a
They just want their picture.
Comedy groupies is the worst, though.
Who?
Comedy groupies.
Oh, how's the comedy groupies?
I'm not gonna get into it.
Please don't.
I've heard about the.
You see, I started sweating immediately.
Okay.
No.
I've heard about the.
I never heard such a thing.
The church groupies.
I'm sure. So
being in the front row,
wait.
pastor.
So I used to go to church in what's his name? Noel Jones used to have a Wednesday afternoon service, and he was telling us one day, Wednesday afternoon, he said, "You have no idea what I see.
I know what you're about to say.
You have no idea.
In the front row,
these young ladies coming here and they sit
No
in the
panties.
front row with no panties
on. Yep.
Why would you do that, young lady? Stop that. Excuse me, move your hand."
Oh my God, you sound just like him.
Yo.
Oh my God. Yeah, he said.
You know, Noel Jones is Grace Jones'
brother.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Rodney. Are you still doing the improv classes where they can register?
I do, but I'm pushing my YouTube page. Go to
Okay.
Rodney Perry Live on YouTube. Rodney Perry Live on YouTube. Please subscribe. And thank you, man. Thank y'all.
No, thank you, because I've been rocking with you for a long time. You
I can't believe I just tore the set down.
Yeah, you did. That happened.
That's the first time that ever happened.
But you, right, because he's the first timer, right?
Yeah.
He comes in and take it over. But yeah, you've rocked with me many times. You've supported me, and so I appreciate you so much. And it's nothing like kicking off the new year, you know, with some fun and some laughter and all that stuff. And then y'all check out Coming to America on Amazon Prime, March 5th, right? March 5th. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Next week we're going to be back live 7:30 p.m. And as usual, I always leave everybody with a message to send.
Leave them a message. Go ahead.
I leave them a message, and I don't need my glasses, okay?
Uh-oh.
I am loving, easygoing, honest, kind, and compassionate, but I also have strong boundaries. I love myself, and I protect my energy when needed. I know my worth, and I don't tolerate anything less than I deserve, right?
Boom.
That's what we're talking about.
Wow.
So make sure.
That's like an affirmation.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's a message to self, because this is what I want people to say to themselves. You know what I'm saying? That I am loving. I am easygoing, honest, because you have to believe in yourself first. You have to value yourself first. I can't expect you to value me if I don't value myself. You better tell them. So that's what message to self is. So guys, thank you for supporting. Definitely go subscribe. Live 365 Radio ATL.
Boom.